Gillie. Their podcast, Gillie and Wallow's podcast, is very popular, very entertaining. It is, definitely from the perspective of two guys that spent some time early in hip hop, have been, not Gillie, Wallow, incarcerated, but have made their dreams come true, made a positive change, and just talk about their experiences. And they've been through some things. So Gillie was recently on Club Shay Shay. Shannon's always going to get people to open up. And he was discussing why he turned down Jay-Z's Roc Nation Brunch invite. And in his eye, he said that Hov only shows love to billionaires and that he doesn't want to pretend to like people and to be in other people's life just for social media. So let's hear what he had to say.
They call us, right? They say, Gillie, we want to invite you to the Roc Nation Brunch. I'm the I said, why would I want to come? Why wouldn't you want to come? I said, you want me to keep it real with you, or you want me to lie to you? Keep it a book. I said, the Roc Nation Brunch ain't nothing but Jay-Z putting a bunch of on the lawn and then going in the back door and saying, I told you I still run this Give me the money. Wow. You think I'm letting it use my brand? I don't let nobody allow to use my brand with their brand. What do you get from going to these parties except for a picture? I don't even smile with you if you ain't worth 500 million or more. Let's be for real. The only smiling they do is when the billionaires in the picture. Look at all these broke ass on the lawn. Come on, man. I ain't with none of that shit. I don't want to party with you. I built the way for myself. I made a way for myself. I made my own way. Me and God, man.
So, I thought it was interesting because, one, a lot of people have felt, especially following Jay and Roc Nation and Apple Music taking over the Super Bowl halftime show. We all have heard those conversations. People feel that it was a self-serving move, some, and that Jay-Z spoke prematurely about Colin Kaepernick's kneeling, and that Jay really makes moves just to benefit himself, right? On the other hand, is it not wrong? Is it not okay to want to celebrate your peers? People you came up with, people that are coming up. Now, it kind of got a little janky towards the end there because, things can get run into the ground and sometimes you got to open up the guest list and maybe the guest list isn't necessarily on par with what you want to present. But I do feel what he's saying about making his own wave. The only thing is brand marriages work. And we've seen, and I'm not just talking about like power couple relationships or fake things, but we've seen when two entities link up and create a bigger wave, some bigger motion for both of them. And then they go back to their respective places and continue that wave. So I wouldn't dismiss it all the way, but I do understand his perspective. Andy, what do you think?
I also think Gillie rubbed shoulders with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying?
So it's a little personal thing?
There's maybe a little bit of personal stuff going on. I don't know if he's actually worked with him directly, but I do know how closely tied he was with Cash Money, Birdman, and Lil Wayne.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know the controversy behind that, but when Lil Wayne kind of switched up his flow, started with the Carter.
People said he sounded like Jay.
That's one thing, but the person behind a lot of those lyrics was Gillie. If you look at the Go DJ video and a lot of those old videos, you will see Gillie the Kid in the background. Okay. Even the chain that Lil Wayne had on, that was the Major Figures chain. That was a Gillie's group at the time in Philly or whatnot. So, him kind of like being a part of the industry and being behind the scenes of the industry, he knows how these type of cats are. So I think for him, he's looking at it like, man, I don't need Jay-Z's cosign. I'm who I am. You know what I'm saying? I might not be popping musically, but y'all know who I am.
They got a huge deal with Barstool Sports, right? And they have made a wave. They built their situation brick by brick. All respect due to that. But is this also the thing where we talk about where we can never work together and things of that nature? I'm not saying that this is what it is. I'm simply asking the question, is this type of attitude one that prevails throughout Black entertainment, and we end up doing each other in because we feel like, oh, if I do this, it's like I'm kissing the ring or I'm giving them a better position.
I don't like the way you frame that question. I understand where you're coming from with that, because the way I receive it, at least from Gillie's standpoint.
And no, I receive Gillie's standpoint,
Yeah.
and I know what Gillie's saying, but I'm saying, but by extension of that, is that type of attitude preventing us from working together and getting things together on a bigger level?
You gotta have integrity with your work and your grind. He's just like, I'm not.
I mean, there's some bad vibes. There's
Yeah.
something there. He feels
I'm not
away
rocking with it.
clearly, but the topic is interesting.